Assalamu alaikum. 6 p.m. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Sumaira Kamal. The headlines first. Prime Minister visited the GHQ today and discussed defense, internal security and professional matters with top army leadership. Iranian foreign minister arrived in Islamabad today for talks with Pakistani leadership on diverse issues. Pakistan and the United States will discuss matters of mutual interest during the visit of U.S. Secretary of State on Wednesday next. Election Commission has asked the overseas Pakistanis to get themselves registered by 15th of next month to cast vote in coming by-election. In occupied Kashmir, Indian troops in their fresh act of state terrorism martyred another 2 youth in Bandipur district today. Pakistan beat China in semi-final of men's volleyball event of Asian Games in Jakarta today. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan visited General Headquarters Rawalpindi, where he was briefed on defense, internal security and professional matters of Pakistan Army. On his arrival at the GHQ, the Prime Minister was received by Chief of Army Staff General Qamar Javed Bajwa. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi, Defense Minister Pervez Khattak, Finance Minister Asad Umar and Information Minister Fawad Chaudhry also accompanied the Prime Minister. Iranian Foreign Minister Javad Zarif has arrived in Islamabad for talks with Pakistani leadership. He is expected to meet Prime Minister Imran Khan, Speaker National Assembly Asad Qaisar and Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi. Foreign Office spokesperson Dr. Mohammad Faisal says all issues of mutual interest will be discussed when U.S. Secretary of State visits Islamabad on Wednesday next. Responding to a question during a weekly news briefing in Islamabad today, he said Pakistan wants an end to the controversy over telephonic conversation between Prime Minister Imran Khan and U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. He said politically we need to move on. To a question about the possibility of improvement in Pak-India relationship, he said efforts are underway to narrow the gulf between the two countries. Responding to a question about a blasphemous cartoon contest in Netherlands, he said Pakistan has taken up the issue with government of Netherlands and conveyed concerns of Pakistan government and people about it. Foreign Office spokesperson said strong protest was also lodged with the Netherlands charged affairs in Pakistan. Speaker National Assembly Asad Qaisar says Pakistan wants investment in various sectors from all countries, including Japan, on priority basis. Talking to Ambassador of Japan Takashi Kurai in Islamabad today, the speaker said China-Pakistan Economic Corridor will provide equal opportunities of traders to regional countries, and Islamabad wants Japan to benefit from this mega project. Takashi Kurai said Japan will continue its cooperation with Pakistan for its economic development, especially in the areas of energy, education, and information technology. He said Japan also wants to further strengthen relations between the two countries in all sectors, including energy. The Senate has been informed that a holistic approach will be adopted to provide full legal and humanitarian assistance to Pakistani prisoners languishing in foreign jails. Minister for Human Rights Shiri Mazari told the House during a question hour today that consular services of our missions abroad will be upgraded for this purpose. She said a policy decision will also be taken to get in touch with different countries for repatriation of Pakistani prisoners. The Minister for Human Rights said the present government will bolster efforts to produce skilled workforce, keeping in view the demand of jobs in the Gulf and other countries. Advisor on Parliamentary Affairs Baba Rewan told the House that Gwadar Port is a big national asset. He said currently limited exports and commercial imports are taking place through the port. In a written reply, Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi told the House that safeguarding national security, promoting Pakistan's economic interests, and strengthening international partnerships have been some of the overarching themes of country's foreign policy. Senate today passed a resolution urging the government to immediately enact legislation to criminalize enforced disappearances. The resolution was moved by Mia Raza Rabbani of PPP. The resolution also asked the government to join the international campaign to end enforced disappearances by ratifying the International Convention on Protection of All Persons Against Enforced Disappearances. The resolution expressed solidarity with families of missing persons and those who are victims of enforced disappearances. This is Radio Pakistan. Election Commission of Pakistan has asked the overseas Pakistanis to get themselves registered on its website by 15th of next month to cast vote in coming by-elections. Overseas Pakistanis already in the voters list and belonging to those constituencies where the by-election 2018 is being held can register themselves for the purpose. The process of registration for the voters residing in foreign countries will begin from Saturday. The Commission has facilitated the overseas Pakistanis to cast their vote in the by-election being held on 14th of October this year through Internet. After expiry of the deadline for withdrawal of a candidature, now there are 3 candidates in the field to contest the presidential election on Tuesday. The contesting candidates include PTI's Dr. Arif Alvi, PMLN-backed Maulana Fazlur Rahman, and Barrister Etazaz Ahsan of PPP. Minister for Federal Education and Professional Training Shafqat Mahmood has said that Pakistan TehreekInsaf has sufficient votes to elect president. Talking to media outside Parliament House today, he said PPP nominated the most suitable candidate for presidential election on merit. Talking about Defence Day, he said that a glowing tribute would be paid to the martyrs and brave armed forces who sacrificed their lives for the defence of the country. In occupied Kashmir, Indian troops in their fresh act of state terrorism martyred 2 more youth in Bandipur district today, raising toll to 4 in less than 24 hours. The troops martyred the youth during a cordon and search operation in Hajin area of the district. Meanwhile, complete shutdown was observed across occupied Kashmir and Jammu today against the Indian attempts to abrogate the Article 35A of the Indian Constitution through its judiciary. In Afghanistan, a senior commander of Daesh group, Yasir Khorasani, along with the 5 others, have been killed in the eastern Nangarhar province. In a statement, Afghan National Army Corps said this is the 2nd IS commander who has been killed in eastern region over the past week. UN Secretary General Antonio Gutteres has expressed concern over growing risks of humanitarian catastrophe in the northern Idlib province of Syria. In a statement at UN headquarters in New Delhi, Gutteres reaffirmed that any use of chemical weapons is totally unacceptable. Gutteres called on the guarantors of Astana process, namely Russian, Iran, and Turkey, to step up efforts to find a peaceful solution to the situation in Idlib. A prominent Rohingya group has urged international community to initiate an independent and impartial investigation to bring the perpetrators of Rohingya genocide to justice. Arakan Rohingya National Organization Chairman Nurul Islam said in London that Rohingya are facing severe and institutionalized persecution in Myanmar. China has rejected as ridiculous US President Donald Trump's allegation that Beijing is making Washington's relationship with North Korea more difficult. Chinese Foreign Minister spokeswoman Hua Changying told a regular press briefing that US is twisting the truth and pursuing irresponsible and absurd logic, which is incomprehensible. Pakistan will take on Japan in the hockey semi-final of Asian Games in Jakarta tonight. Pakistan maintained its perfect record of winning all the 5 pool matches with big margins. And finally, the weather. Mainly hot and humid weather is likely to prevail in most parts of the country during the next 24 hours. However, rain with thunder shower is expected at isolated places in Islamabad, Rawalpindi, Gujranwala, Malakand, Hazara, Mardan divisions, and Kashmir. To end the news, here are some of the headlines once again. Prime Minister visited GHQ today and discussed defense, internal security, and professional matters with top army leadership. Iranian Foreign Minister arrived in Islamabad today to talks for Pakistani leadership on diverse issues. Pakistan and United States will discuss matters of mutual interest during the visit of US Secretary of State on Wednesday next. Pakistan beat China in semi-final of men's volleyball event of Asian Games in Jakarta today. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and also watch live streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/radio Pakistan News Official.